How real do you want me to be?
I feel like I'm not wanted, I'm not needed. And it's really hard to accept that you have a problem that needs fixed, let alone to go out and actually get it fixed.
It's an everyday battle. Some days are better than others. Lately, this past year, it's been pretty rough, pretty much every day. Some days it's struggle to even like get up and do anything. Spend most of your day just laying there. And then that makes it like worse because then you're just like, I should be doing all of these things that I have to do. So apparently I was diagnosed when I was like 12 years old, somewhere around there. I didn't find that out until this year. Military is when they first diagnosed me, and then after I got like out of the military, then another doctor diagnosed me again this year. Over time, it's just worse and worse. For the most part, I either alienated myself from like other people or the people I did hang out with. It was just like underage drinking, drug use, pretty much trying to find outlets that way.
It's different for everybody. It really is. I just had a lot of anger, a lot of crazy feelings, a lot of sadness, and it was just uncontrollable. The anxiety that gets left over, that's something that I don't really think is focused on or studied that much, is what happens after depression, or what happens after you start healing is now every day I have to wonder if I'm good enough, or I have to wonder if I'm going to be adequate doing whatever it is I want to do. It's dealing with the fact that I may wake up and I'll be in cold sweats and I can't breathe and my heart's going at about 113 beats per minute when I normally sit at 65. It feels like sometimes I'm having a heart attack and I get really sweaty, and I start shaking and I can't get the thoughts that are currently in my head out. I can't escape them. It's like something's screaming.
I've never actually like taken the time to think about why I do the bad things. I just like see something bad and my brain just like do it. I lost a lot of friends. I don't talk to anyone from when I went back to school. There's like one person I talked to. It was weird because like I don't like being alone, but then I just like put myself in spots where I'm alone all the time. It's like you push away everyone. A lot of the friends I have now, they're worried about me a lot, which kind of sucks. Because they see how it's affecting me. Rapid weight loss, like pulling away from like doing the exciting stuff I used to do. A lot of times like life of the party, and when they see that like disappear, and now I'm like, I don't talk to anybody, I try to avoid everyone, then that's kind of like a drastic change. They don't know how to deal with it, especially like, we have a lot of friends that like don't have depression, so they don't really know how to deal with it, so they just like avoid you for the most part, or like, well, if you need anything, but like I'm the type of person I don't ask anyone for anything.
As things started to really decline, and as I started, I was alone. I truly felt alone. I would ask people like their opinion and stuff, and I knew it was like a seeking out kind of thing, but I felt terrible for doing it. Like I would just be like, do you think I should take a leave of absence from work? Should I leave work to get myself right? And I just felt the need to almost explain myself. So I don't know if I would have gone to see anybody, because it would have really, like, I had to make that decision myself. And I had to do it for me, not for my ex-girlfriend or not for my work. It had to be because of me. So after coming off of overnights, my relationship had just ended. My mental stability was rapidly declining. I was losing a lot of weight because of working out, but also because of unhealthy reasons of just not eating or not sleeping. I wasn't sleeping at all. I'd average about 3 to 4 hours a day, if that.
My family, I don't talk to my family. Like I talk to them like probably like once a month. I used to hang out with them like all the time. Some people, they just like need time by themselves to try to figure stuff out. Whereas others, it's like, maybe they need to be pulled out to like, I know we have one friend in particular that you like have to pull him out to get him out of his rut.
What stands out most is probably the way that I've negatively impacted the people around me. One thing that I wish that I could change is just the fact that every relationship that I've ever been in, I would project my sadness onto them and try to fix something that didn't need to be fixed, or I would try to be somebody that I'm not, and ultimately I would lose myself. I knew, I could tell by signs of the past that the road that I was going down was a very depressed road, except I was by myself and I didn't really have a place to go, and I knew that if I continued down that road that I wouldn't be standing here today.
I've always been the type to just like be alone and deal with it on my own and try to figure out like how to fix myself, but that's not been going well for me. I haven't found anything that's been able to help me out, honestly. So I'm just in my head like all the time. Kind of sucks. Because no matter like what you want to do, it just crushes it. Constant sorrow, I guess. Just like you're constantly down. Like no matter how much you can like see in yourself or like how much you can see yourself doing, it's just like bam, takes it away. It's like you're never gonna do any of this, so what's the point? It just never feels like it's enough. It's like happiness is unattainable. If I can't make myself happy, so I'll make others happy. So I go like crazy extremes to make people happy, and then it like ruins myself. Okay. I'm good.
I get a lot of my depression from my epilepsy, because I know it's a lot of stress on my brain before I got that portion of my brain actually chopped out. Being really sad, I can cry. When I'm depressed, I usually don't cry. And I sit there. I'm bummed out. I'm blaming myself for every little thing. And realistically, I know I've got people that love me. I know I've got friends that care. But I don't really feel that whenever I'm dealing with my depression, if it's bad enough. Whether it be something that Justin gave me, or even the idea of hanging out with my friends. If that doesn't make me happy, and if it doesn't make my day, even if I'm having a bad day, if that doesn't make my day, then I know my depression has taken over. I never realized that I was depressed all these years. Like, it's nuts. It's something that you can have and you don't know that you have it until you get it fixed. I'm interested in things. I want to do stuff. I don't want to just sit and lay down and sleep.
Kind of think of it like your average person has, let's say, 10 points of energy to expend on activities a day. You know, like going shopping might take 1, or like dealing with an argument with your family might be 3 if that's really stressful or something, you know. And after a certain point you can kind of function, but you're sort of tapped out. I feel like a lot of days, if your normal person has like 10, I feel like a lot of days I start with 5. It sucks when like there's more that you want to do or you need to do, but you just the thought of actually doing it at a certain point is just painful, and you feel guilty about not doing it, but at the same time doing it just seems overwhelming. One of the things about being depressed is low self-esteem. You feel like you're a burden on everybody around you, and a lot of the time you know that's unreasonable, you know that that's your mind, but every once in a while you get a feeling that it is pretty reasonable. I think what it is just things that should be really, really easy feel really, really hard, and I know that I'm making them harder than they need to be, and believe me, I beat myself up over that and I feel bad about that, but the truth is things get really difficult for me, and I need a break. I need a little bit of time to recharge. I know it affects my wife. You know, she takes pretty hard sometimes. And I can tell I'm being unreasonable or that I'm hard to get along with, but like I keep trying to be better and it just keeps not working, and I'm possibly more depressed than I've been in a long time.
It's hard. It hurts. It hurts more that I have to see him go through this, but it's really hard to watch him go through something that I can't fix. And knowing that I can't do that, it breaks my heart. So before he went to therapy, I dealt with him sitting and not really wanting to do anything besides watching some stuff on the TV. And with his depression, we had a reality check.
I think the main thing we've been working on is that whole thing I talked about not being productive. Been trying to find ways to, I don't know, sort of maximize what I can do, and also maybe to just sort of like take more pleasure in things, because that's the other thing about depression is that things that normally make you happy when you're depressed don't, and a general inability to feel pleasure or happiness. And I don't know, we've been working on trying to find ways to get more out of life.
Like, even if you are depressed, you don't know how to help other people that are depressed, so it's like, it's kind of hard to like talk about it, but I don't know, maybe just like spending time with them and talking to them, being there for them.
It took brain surgery to get me okay with listening to other people about my problems. And actually, the second that something goes wrong, listen to everybody else too. Because, you know, not everybody's dumb. It's like my friends can see more about me than I can sometimes.
And I think if someone really cares about suicide prevention, then what they need to do is make it easier for people to just stop for a while, to be able to get out of commitments, to be able to maybe not have all the burdens of their responsibilities.
I sought out the doctor, and it's been extremely impactful. I'm finding self-confidence now. I'm on the upswing, but the thing about depression and anxiety and all of the things that are associated with that, it's something that never goes away. But you just you learn how to deal with that, and you learn how to cope, and you learn how to be the best version of that person that you can be.